So, good morning, everyone. Today is our group will share you our short story that we choose, we choose a short story about Charles by Shirley Jackson. So, yeah, without wasting our time, let's go through it. So, Charles published on 1948. It's a funny story, but they have meaningful and psychological story about. So the story about this kid named Lori who always tell her parents about the naughty kid's named Charles. But this is the fun fact. When they go to the kindergarten and ask the teacher said there's no Charles name over here. Except it's a Lori, the one who serve is a naughty person in their kindergarten. I mean, yeah, you can see Charles is actually a present Lori behavior on the kindergarten. So other than that, you can see this story showed us a clever way of thinking about how children create this action through storytelling and deception. And yeah, we can see as an example the way Lori hide her behavior in kindergarten by creating stories using fake character name. So yeah, lastly, actually this story is showing the manipulation, communication, and innocent communication. For example, Jackson cleverly portrayed Laurie as a child who seems to be innocent and good person, but in reality, she's a clever enough to create an atmosphere of untruth to protect herself from being scolded by her parents. I mean, yeah, we always learn about lies. What can be lies? Like example, sometimes we lie to our parents to get our what we want like that without getting being scolded by our parents, or the life we've been through and we lie to our parents. Like just imagine you are study abroad and our parents doesn't know what happened to you or us over there. We arise the curiosity such as our techniques. So we need to lie to them that we are okay. When we are over there, we are actually a part-time worker.
Good day, Miss. My name is Stephanie, and as for my part of this project that I'm focusing on is summarizing the short story Charles by Shirley Jackson. In simple terms, Charles is a story of a little boy named Laurie who starts kindergarten and comes home every day with unbelievable stories about Charles, a horrible classmate named Charles. Charles does everything from being fresh to the teacher to hitting other kids. While Laurie, parents listens to these wild tales every night, completely captive and worried about this bad influence, they become so focused on the fictional character Charles that Laurie created that they didn't even notice their own son's behavior is changing. The big twist, which we all probably know, that comes at the very end. At the parents-teachers meeting, Laurie Mothers learns that there is no student named Charles in the entire class. The teacher then explained that Laurie himself had a difficult adjustment period. So the shocking truth is that Charles was Laurie all along. He invented this character as a way to talk about his own mistakes without getting in direct trouble at home. So, this story tells us that the irony of the parents' blindness, the theme of invented identities, and how a simple and relatable situation can reveal so much about human nature. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning everyone, my name is Nirushini Anapanupon S. Murali. Today I will be presenting a story analysis of Charles by Shirley Jackson. This story is about a boy named Laurie who misbehaves in the kindergarten. So the summary of the story is every day Laurie tells his parents about a naughty boy in his class who is Charles. Charles hits, Charles yells at me and misbehaves, he will tell to his parents. Laurie's parents are day by day they are worried. At the end they learn that Charles does not exist. Laurie was the one causing trouble all along. So the characters, I will be explaining the characters. The characters are Laurie. Laurie is mischievous and clever. And second one is his parents are loving but naive. And the third one is the teacher is calm and patient, hinting at the truth. Next, I will be explaining about the conflict and the themes. The main conflict is Laurie hiding his misbehavior. The story's themes are deception and parental blindness and identity. Laurie uses Charles as a mark for his own actions. And the next, I will be explaining about the literary devices that the story uses. First one is irony. We worry about Charles, but he doesn't at all exist. And the second one is symbolism. Charles represents Laurie's misbehavior. And the third one is foreshadowing. Laurie's bad behavior at home hints at the twist. And the last one is a personal response. Charles is funny but meaningful. It teaches us to look beyond appearances and be aware of honesty. The twist ending makes the story surprising and memorable. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, good evening. My name is Diwashni Manan and I will be presenting about the plot structure of Charles by Shirley Jackson. So for the exposition, the story begins when Laurie starts kindergarten and his mother is the narrator and describes Laurie's behavior at home. Laurie introduced a boy named Charles who is very naughty in the school. So the explanation will be this part set up the character, setting and the main situation of the story. So for the second part, it's rising action. So each day, Laurie's report more bad about behavior about by Charles. Charles shouts in class, hit other students, throw chalks and disrespect towards the teachers. Laurie's parents discuss Charles often and feel relief that Laurie is not behaving like him. So the explanation will be the conflict builds as Charles' behavior becomes worse and in increasing curiosity and tension. So part 3 will be the climax. So that's the main point. Laurie's mother attends a parent-teacher meeting at the school and she finally asks the teacher about Charles and expecting to hear about his misbehaviors. So the explanation will be this is the turning point that where the truth is about to be revealed. Part 4 will be following action. So the following action will be the teacher looks so confused and said there is no children named that Charles in the class, and she explained that Laurie is having some difficulty adjusting to schools. So the explanation will be the tension decrease as the ministry start to clear. So here's the part 5, the resolution. So the mother realized that Laurie himself is the Charles and Laurie created Charles to hide his own bad behaviors, and the story ends with a strong irony and clear message, and the explanation will be the conflict is resolved and the true meaning of the story is revealed. Thank you.
Hi madam, good day. I'm Prabha Murugan and I would like to share the part for artwork. So basically, Charles is a short story which written by Shirley Jackson that focuses on child psychology and shows how children used imagination to hide their truth. So basically this model represents Laurie's imagination while he narrates stories about a naughty boy named Charles to his parents. The living room scene shows Laurie sitting confidently with his mother and father, describing Charles' bad behavior at the school. The standing classroom scene represents Laurie's imagined version of Charles as a disobedient student who disturbs the class and disrespects the teacher. In reality, this scene exists only in Laurie's imagination and is used to hide his own misconduct. The separation between the home and school setting highlights the contrast between Laurie's innocent appearance at home and his true behavior at school, leading to the twist that Charles does not exist and Laurie himself is Charles. The model is created using recycled items, which is cardboard for the base and structures, used paper for characters and furnitures, tissue papers or soft textures like the sofa and table covering, and bottle cups for the decorative details. The use of recycled materials reflects creativity, sustainability, and the idea that effective learning aids can be produced from every waste. The story unlimitedly conveys that children may use imagination to avoid responsibility, and parents should observe behavior carefully rather than trusting words alone. Thank you.
So the conclusion in this story is a combine of word manipulation and psychology to captivate the mind of reader, to attract reader, to make them think about the plot twist and the good or bad ending. I mean, yeah, in the film or any books, we always think we want to see, is it a bad ending or good ending? Is it that character a good person or actually a really bad person? So, as an example, in the movie of Joker, we always think he's a madness person and he's the crazy. But when they make a second movie for himself, we just know Joker is just a heartbroken guy and have a mental issue. Same like Laurie. Laurie is like a sad, lonely person. So she will fight her character to make her family get attention from